It's a no-brainer.
And we're back to the number one UFC picks podcast in the world, No Brainer MMA. We hit it big last week. Here's some bets. Pretty impressive, I know. All right, let's get right into the good stuff. Two-time UFC champion coming off his first loss in 11 fights, finishing 10 out of those fights. Charles Oliveira is going to be facing Beneil Dariush, who's riding an 8-fight winning streak himself, but far less impressive. This fight is giving me Bilal Muhammad versus Gilbert Burns vibes already. Like, we all want Oliveira to win. He's a lot more fun, a lot more likable, but the less flashy, kind of annoying guy looks to be the front runner in this one. But we're going to get into that. I'm going to start with Beneil Dariush. Very smart fighter, really high fight IQ, never really overextends himself, always sets the pace, plays his game, very well-rounded guy too. He's a black belt in BJJ, very slick off his back, and a heavy-handed striker. But not just submissions, Dariush has some very good wrestling, heavy top pressure, and is really good at making sure when he takes you down, you stay down, but not to take anything away from his submissions. I think his submission game is like kind of overlooked. Although he doesn't have the fastest punching speed, the fastest hands, his striking is still very practical, always coming with combos. Like I said before, very heavy-handed. The level of competition he's faced is a drop in the bucket compared to Oliveira. Let's take a look at Dariush's 8-fight winning streak. He's fought one guy inside the top 15 during that time, and it was his last time out against Mateus Gamrot, who I think is a little overhyped, if you ask me. While Oliveira has faced 4 opponents in the top 5 in his last 4 fights alone, and after fighting Dariush, who will literally have fought the entire top 5. So really comparing apples to oranges here. Let's get to Oliveira. Coming off his first loss in 11 fights, like I said before, against lightweight champion Islam Makhachev, in a pretty one-sided, tough-to-watch beatdown, getting dropped and then subbed in the second. Oliveira is the epitome of a gamer. He does his best when the fight gets ugly. He's obviously a very gifted submission artist with a third-degree black belt in BJJ, but also has a killer right hand, Muay Thai style, great counter striker, really good at slipping punches, getting out of the way of damage. And coming from that Muay Thai background, he does have some deadly knees in the clinch. Now, Dariush does seem to be pretty tough matchup for Oliveira, to be honest. Dariush is a hard hitter. Charles Oliveira has been knocked down in his last 3 fights. Dariush is also a very good wrestler, and Oliveira does have a 55% career takedown defense. Usually, for the most part, when Oliveira gets drops, his opponents won't play his game, won't go to him on the ground, but Dariush is very skilled on the ground, and I think he has no problem meeting Oliveira on the mat. I think Beneil Dariush strikes at the distance, stays away from the clinch in the beginning, and honestly, I think a majority of this fight will take place on the feet. The thing with Oliveira, though, is you just need one little slip up, and he'll jump on it, and all of a sudden the fight's over. I think the safest bet here, though, would have to be fight ends by finish. Oliveira has been finished in 8 out of his 9 losses, and Dariush has been finished in all 4 of his losses. But I think I got to go against my heart and take Beneil Dariush in this one, although I probably will just do fight ends by finish.